Hi, I'm Luke Voulgarakis from the LV Life Wellbeing Centre and welcome to your weekly dose of quick tarot here for week commencing the 23rd of September. I've got Simon with me today, who is probably going to be joining us for a little bit until I start shuffling the cards and then he'll disappear. Remember to check out your last week's tarot if you haven't already. It's worth going to do that just to see if any of that stuff came into fruition and to let me know in the comments because I love to hear from you. And please like, follow, subscribe and share on whatever platform you're on to help me grow and reach more people. Thank you so much. Here's your quick dose of quick tarot. So we'll start with 3 cards for general energies as we always do. And remember there'll be the timestamps for your sun, moon and rising signs that will be in the description of this video. So as I say, we do general energies, then you move to the timestamp for your sun, moon and rising so you can get a full picture of your week ahead. All right. Okay, 3 cards for general energies. Okay. So here, what have we got, Simon? And say hello. We have got the 5 here of wands, and then reversed we've got the magician and then the death card. Please don't fret the death card, it's all good. Okay, so let's start here. The 5 of wands. I'm going to encourage you this week not to get caught up in other people's views and opinions, right? This is all very much about avoiding the drama and not listening to stuff that isn't in alignment with your ambitions and your plans. So remember, wands are manifestation or creation, but all these people here are fighting with their wands. They might all have different views of what success should look like for you. But you are, being asked to only consider what you think success should look like for you. Other people's views and opinions are not relevant at all this week. Then we have the magician card. And if we think about what I just said about this 5 of wands, then with the magician, it's also worth noting that you can manifest or create anything that you want. Because if you look, the magician doesn't just have the wands. He's got the swords, the pentacles, the cups, and this eternity symbol over the top of his head. And so, because it's reversed, I think from an internal perspective, you need to really keep your eye on the prize in a sense of what do you want that comes from you? What is about what comes from your heart and soul and your desires, not anybody else's, because you're looking for your longevity, this eternity symbol, not anybody else's longevity or version of you, but for yours. And then we move to the death card. And what I love about the death card, if you look really closely here, you can see that there's the sun rising between the 2 towers in the background here. And for me, we know that the tower card represents when things come crashing down. But what we never talk about is the next tower, right? And the next tower is when you start to build things that are in absolute alignment for you, things that you want that feel right for you. And that means that this time that you're building the tower and you're putting each of these bricks in, you're in control. So the death, like the tower card, is about the end of one thing and the start of another. Again, because it was reversed, this internal state, it's the end of you worrying about how it should be and the start of you focusing on what you want it to be. As we link it with these other cards. Right, so that's your general energies. Let us start to get cards per sign. Simon's disappeared now, so we can crack on without him. So Taurus, so we've got for you, Taurus, the 7 of Pentacles here. And so everything that you're doing, Taurus, at the moment is adding up. So your focus is on all of the small things. Keep chipping away at all of those small things and you can watch them stack up, stack up, stack up, stack up, leading into the bigger things. So you're not focusing on bigger picture stuff. What you're focusing, because that might overwhelm you actually, particularly what we've just learned about those first 3 cards and having lots of other people's views and perspectives. I think that you just need to focus on the small little things this week. Every little thing adds to a win for you. All right, Virgo. Virgo, the 9 of Cups. You have got, I mean, it's Virgo season now, right? you've got all of your people around you all lined up, right? That meaning that you know who's part of your core community, who's on board with you, looking out for you, uplifting you, supporting you. They're solid people around you. And you're really being asked to lean into that this week, right? Working, and particularly how we've talked about the opinions of others in the general energies reading. I think you need to be focusing on those that are solid for you, those that are in alignment with you. That's where your energy needs to focus. And you've got this defensiveness here like this. I feel like you don't need to let anybody else into that equation right now. Literally just focusing on your vision, your goal, and the people that are in alignment with that. Hope that makes sense. All right, Capricorn. Queen of Wands, Capricorn. All of your hard work is starting to pay off, I would say. When we look at this, we've got this queen sitting up here on her throne. She's got a lucky cat, Simon, here at the base of her feet. She's holding her wand. She's got this flower, sunflower blossoming from her. It's all about you having really done the hard work and starting to see that pay off. The queen always sits in her throne. She admires all of the effort that she's put in and what that has produced. And so I feel like things are starting to really look like they're in the right direction for you now. You're starting to feel like actually things are starting to go right. So yeah, great week for you here, Capricorn. Okay, Sagittarius. Oh, Sagittarius, you've got the Sun card. Naked baby riding around a horse in a sunflower field with the beautiful sunshine above. So yes, I think that this for you is about really leaning into joyous energy, really taking advantage of everything and noticing everything and embracing and enjoying everything. So don't let that sunshine slip past you this week. You want to stop and embrace and play in it and enjoy it. So yeah, really looking on the optimistic side this week and finding things to love and embrace and celebrate and be grateful for. Really, really leaning into that optimistic kind of go-getting energy for you this week. Okay, Leo. Leo, the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Leo, take calculated risks this week. The Wheel of Fortune is a game of life, right? And sometimes you spin that wheel and you win, and sometimes you don't. And either way, it's okay, because even if you don't win, you win a lesson. However, I think in this reverse position, maybe you're naturally a bit more inclined to spin that wheel of life and take the risks and gambles, but I think you're being asked to pay yourself back a little bit this week and to only take those calculated risks. So if we look at the general energies again, if you've got a lot of people giving you views and opinions and you should do this and you should do that, I think you're being asked just to actually look amongst that and realize what is real sensible advice and what is just people's views and opinions. Because if you're going to take risks, if you're going to spin that wheel of life, you want it to, you almost want like a dead cert win. Yeah, so take calculated risks this week. Okay, Aries. Aries, the Knight of Wands. You are ready to go, Aries. You see this guy up on the horse here. He's got this armor on, but over the top of the armor is this nice flowing cloak and these kind of flame-like looking things flowing out of the rest of it. And so this really means that you're ready to go, because the armor represents lessons that you've learned in your life and that you have become stronger and a bit more wise, a little less vulnerable. And then the cloak obviously represents that you're looking damn good doing it. So it's okay to have a layer of armor, self-preservation, protection, lessons learned, but that means that you are stronger, you're fitter, you're ready to fight, but you can look fabulous doing it. So yeah, you're ready to go this week. So whatever it is, like you can, it's not necessarily charging in. It's more a sense of like you're ready now. Like you're not aimlessly charging in. You're charging in with intention, with wisdom, looking great, feeling the part. Yeah, so it's a good week for you for stepping up and really taking on those challenges that you are ready to take on. Good challenges, I mean, not necessarily bad ones. All right, Gemini. Gemini. Does this not repeatedly keep coming up for you? The Tower card, right? And we know that when the Tower falls, It clears the path for something new, something greater, right? You've had a turbulent time, Gemini. And some weeks you're up, some weeks you're down, right? I'm not saying you're going to be down this week. What I'm saying is that you're going to start to get clarity this week. Because as the tower falls and that fog starts to clear, you start to see the world in a different light. So yeah, I think that there's real clarity coming for you this week. But again, don't get dragged down with this, oh, everything's crashing down around me. You know, try and lift yourself up and say, it's allowing the dust to settle. It's allowing the fog to clear. It's allowing my view to become bigger, better, and brighter for me. So yeah, really try and stay optimistic this week, Gemini, because I think that you're gaining more and more clarity as every day goes by. Okay, Aquarians. Oh, Aquarian, we got the Moon card in reverse. So we're being asked to look inwards in terms of our kind of intuitive energy, because that's very feminine, that's very Moon. So we're looking deeper this week around what's our journey like between these two towers. So we had that in the general energies reading with the background of the Death card, right? And we saw the sun rising between the two towers. What we see here is the sun and the moon between the two towers, and a bunch of rabid dogs and a lobster. So that's a bit of a crazy card. But I think internally you are going on a journey of trying to figure out, where was I? Where do I want to be? And how do I navigate that? So it's not in the doing, it's not in the navigation, it's in the plan of the navigation. You trying to figure out your journey between one tower to the other. How do I get to that new tower? How do I negotiate like the rabid dogs and the lobster and the fire that's flying down from the sky? How do I negotiate all of that stuff? Because if you've got a clear plan, you've got your clear tower in sight, you're going to get there a lot healthier and a lot quicker. But it's all the internal work on that, in the sense of you making that plan rather than taking the action. So you're maybe holding back a little bit this week to really formulate your plans. Libra, you might feel like you're a bit exhausted. You've been putting too much work and effort in lately. However, this is all putting stakes in the right places. You're laying the groundwork for something that's got longevity. So if you're feeling a bit kind of weary or wounded or just a little bit done in, that's okay. Because what we've got here is you literally putting those stakes in the ground, as I said, meaning that you're doing something that's solid, that's strong, that's going to have a good foundation, that's going to be worth the effort in the long run. So just keep on doing, keep on putting those stakes in, doing the good work, because it is all accumulating and it's adding up to a really strong foundation, a strong start for something that's going to be much bigger and much better. All right, let's go Cancerians. Cancerians, I think, did you have this last week? I can't remember. The Six of Pentacles, in reversed. So we've got this person giving back here. You can clearly see that they're giving to the needy here. They're holding the scales in the hand, which is like restoring the balance. So in the reverse position, I'm asking you to give back to yourself. What are you doing for self-care this week? All right, what are you doing to look after yourself, to build your self-worth, to bring some harmony to yourself? It's a real inwards kind of self-care and self-love moment for you this week, where you just, maybe you need to retreat a bit, take a bit of time for yourself, go to a yoga class, or hang out with good friends, or read a book, or whatever it is that feels like self-care for you. You need to just be doing a little bit more of that this week, restoring the balance for the self, rather than keep giving to everybody else. Okay, Scorpio. Scorpio, stop focusing on what's going wrong and start focusing on what could go right. I think your mind is playing tricks on you at the moment, Scorpio. If you look here, these two people are kind of out in the cold. One's hopping around with a broken leg. but they're not noticing this beautiful, vibrant stained glass window above them, which could represent like a safe space, a warm space, a place where they could feel nurtured and loved and welcomed and supported. They're not noticing that at all, particularly because it's in a reverse position. That's what I mean by I think it's all in your head this week, that your brain is feeling a bit pessimistic. Maybe that negative committee that meets inside your head is winding you up. So you're asking to look more on the positive side of things this week, to stop overthinking stuff, to stop focusing on the doom and gloom, and to start recognizing the good things that are going on for you. And I don't mean physically, but I mean like emotionally. Maybe you can start focusing on how can I feel more positive? How can I feel a bit happier in myself? How can I not judge myself so hard? Things like that. So you're really starting to look on the brighter side of things for your own worth, your own self-worth, and rather than the stuff that's going on in the physical world. So yeah, really looking at the self a little bit more this week with kinder eyes. Okay, Pisces. Pisces, you have the Three of Cups. It came out reversed. Here it is upright. Pisces, you've got to uplift yourself this week, okay? This seems to be a general energies thing, actually, because it's come up in quite a lot of these. I think that you need to, collectively, maybe, people need to be uplifting themselves, being their own cheer squad, rather than waiting for other people to come along and uplift you. I think that there's some kind of celebration moment for the self this week where you can say, God, I'm proud of myself, I did this, I feel good. But drawing on that stuff, even if it's not presently, coming up in this week, maybe it's something from the past where you just need to remind yourself of how well you've done and how good you can be and how proud of yourself that you are for stuff that's happened for you. So I just dropped all the cards. I put them on my lap and most of them are on the floor now. So I really think that you need to be uplifting yourself this week, reminding yourself how freaking wonderful you are. All right, I hope that resonated. I really look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a lovely week ahead. Much love. Goodbye.